Do you feel like you just have so much paper clutter in your house? Well, I bet you do. The National Association of Organizing and Productivity Specialists, also known as NAPO, estimates that we get about 15,000 pieces of junk mail in our lifetime. That's a lot of paper. Harris Interactive estimates that about 23% of adults pay bills late because they lose them. Agency Sales Magazine estimates that we don't look at about 80% of the paper that we keep or store in our house. What are we doing? Why do we have such a paper obsession? And how can we eliminate that? In this video, I'm going to help you with ways to organize your mail and paper.
Hey there, I'm Jessica, the Organized Mama, and I help families just like you with practical organizing, decorating, and DIY tips.
Okay, most people have a pile of mail sitting on the counter right now. If that's you, just raise your hand. Okay, so that pile of mail or paper that's sitting on your counter, what is the point of it? What is in there? My guess is you have a lot of unwanted paper or things just kind of like hanging around. So in order to combat that, I'm going to share a couple of ways that we can eliminate some paper clutter, organize other stuff, and how to stop more stuff from coming in. The very first thing you need to do if you get an excessive amount of junk mail is to unsubscribe from it. Now, I bet you've never heard this before. So most junk mail, there is a 1-800 number on it. You can request being removed from their mailers. Now, this doesn't work on every piece of junk mail, but it will eliminate quite a bit of junk mail, especially those catalogs. Okay, so we ordered one thing from a company and they continued to send us massive catalogs. So I called the company and they removed me from their mailing list. They did also say that they have an online unsubscribe button as well. So you can also check that out for catalogs that you are receiving from other companies. You can just go online and unsubscribe from the catalogs. That way you are eliminating paper clutter from piling up. Another way to stop the paper is to switch things to digital. So I suggest doing this for your bills, especially. So get them emailed to you. When they get emailed to you, you can flag them. If you use Gmail or another type of email, you can also flag from any specific company as important. You can color code them. You can make folders for them. This way, you are eliminating the paper and you still have the visual reminder that you need to pay your bill. Then, speaking of digital, you may want to unsubscribe from email newsletters that you no longer read. In Gmail, again, you can just click the unsubscribe up at the top if you're looking at it from your phone, or just hit unsubscribe at the very bottom of your email list. That will stop the emails from coming. Just moving them to junk isn't going to help. And as someone who does send emails, I would prefer that you just unsubscribe rather than moving your stuff to junk. It just helps me out knowing what and who my ideal audience is and who's reading the newsletters. Another tip to organizing your mail and paper clutter is to deal with your mail every day. This is something that I highly recommend. So take your mail and open it right next to a recycling can. Now, if you live in an apartment, like when I lived in an apartment downtown Chicago, I was able to just have the recycling can right there and go through my mail. Any junk just went directly into the recycling. Also, I have had people tell me that they keep a paper shredder and the recycling near their front door where their mailbox is so that they can just shred papers immediately. Yes, aesthetically, it's not the prettiest, but hey, sometimes function totally beats aesthetic. So let's say 80% of your papers you never look at, but they're taking up all that space in your filing cabinet. So then that begs the question, why are you holding on to a filing cabinet? Maybe you need a different filing system so you can easily access your papers. One way that I like to do it is use magazine holders or file folding boxes. These types of things really help you only keep what you need because they are small, but they are something that's constantly out on your desk or table so you can easily access them. Also, it's a great visual reminder for you to know that like this is all you need instead of having a massive filing system that all of the research says you're never ever going to look at. So why hold on to it? Why not create a system that is much more effective? I've had clients, we've used trays and then they've sorted through. That goes into kids' artwork, which we're going to talk about next. But we've had trays where the kids can dump their stuff into a tray and then it gets sorted later. We've used hanging file folders. We've used magazine holders. We've used the file boxes. All of those things are great strategies to use instead of the traditional filing cabinet. But if you are going to use a filing cabinet, then I suggest keeping a list of every type of folder stored in that filing cabinet. So I've had clients that have built in these gorgeous, massive filing cabinets because they like to hold on to all the things. If that's you, fantastic. But what I want you to do is take like 5-10 minutes and on a piece of paper or on your computer, type up in order the exact things, the labels on the filing cabinets in each filing cabinet. So what's on the file folder, you're going to write down. So let's say you have bills, you have health, you have home, you have car, you have insurance. All 5 of those things you're going to write down, and then you're going to either tape it to the front of the filing cabinet or it's going to be the very first thing inside the filing cabinet. The reason being is that then you have like your table of contents. It's right there. That's what you're going to create for your filing cabinet. It's going to help you significantly when it comes time to actually filing things and knowing what you have. Kids artwork. Okay, this honestly could be a whole video in itself, and I am sure I've probably done a video or 2 on this, but I'm going to cover it again because it goes with the paper clutter. If you have kids, you will have tons of paper clutter from school, from their art, from like basically anything. They always leave like a trail of paper like Pigpen in Charlie Brown. So what you need to do is 1, create a spot where the paper is going to go. It could be in a command center. It could be on a tray on your table, in your office on like a desk. It could be in a cubby for them where they just have to empty it. Wherever it is, make it consistent. So find that one spot where all their paper is going to go. Then you need to set a time when you're going to sort through it. Depending on the age of the kids might be able to sort through it with you and go through the paper. Ask yourself, is this piece of artwork something I need to hold on to appreciate? Most of the time, you can create a book of artwork for the kids or with the kids instead of keeping all of the papers. I like using Chapbooks, Mixbook, Minted. All of those programs are phenomenal for creating artwork or books with the kids' artwork pictures. So if you are going to do it, my kids love doing this. So we go near a window or a sliding glass door on a bright day, not like overly sunny, but not like a cloudy day. And then you get like a piece of white tag board and you lay it down near the window. You use your phone or a camera to stand over and take a picture of each piece of artwork. My kids love doing this. They think it's so fun. And once we take the picture, we can then recycle it or drop it off at a nursing home for the residents there. There are lots of creative ways that you can repurpose kids' artwork and also get it out of your house. Now, if you answered, yes, I need to hold on to this piece of artwork to appreciate it, or it's just something that's so meaningful, then I want you to create a memory box for you and the kids. Inside that memory box, you are giving yourself a designated spot to hold on to and keep items. So you don't get like 12 memory boxes, you get like 1. And within that designated spot, that's where you can keep them. I recommend boxes that are lined and like made for pictures. The reason being is that you won't get like the yellow edges around them and everything over time. Those boxes are there to like preserve. So since you're saving that piece, you might as well invest in boxes that are meant for photography. I have my favorites linked below. But then within that memory box, you're only keeping the items that you need to hold to truly appreciate. Everything else turn into a picture book or just recycle it. Just dump it, get rid of it. Looking for more tips? I have so many more things on how to organize paper and mail linked down below. You are not going to want to miss reading that. Love what you see? Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every Wednesday.